One bright and happy morning by the sparkling sea, 4 friendly pelicans stood together on their favorite warm rock, stretching their wings and blinking at the golden sunshine, and they were feeling curious, because the ocean looked extra twinkly that day, as if it had a secret to share. And one pelican tilted their head and said, "Do you see that sparkle?" And the others looked closely and saw a tiny shimmer dancing near the water's edge. So together they waddled down the soft sandy shore, their big feet making gentle squish, squish sounds, until they reached the place where the waves whispered and tickled their toes. And there in the sand was a tiny shell, glowing softly like a little star. The pelicans gathered around the shell and blinked in surprise, because it wasn't just shiny, it seemed to hum very gently, like it was trying to say hello. And one pelican carefully picked it up in their beak and held it close while the others leaned in. And just then, the shell gave a tiny sparkle and a soft ting sound, and the pelicans giggled because it felt like the shell was happy to be found. And one pelican wondered if it belonged to someone, because such a special shell must be important, and the others nodded because pelicans are very good at helping. So off they went along the beach, waddling together to find the shell's owner, and as they walked, they met a little crab who was busy drawing circles in the sand, and the pelicans asked, "Is this your shiny shell?" But the crab shook its claws and said, "No, but it looks very special." And then they met a gentle turtle resting in the shallow water, and they asked again, "Is this your shell?" But the turtle smiled slowly and said, "No, but I think it's looking for home." And the pelicans nodded because that felt just right. They continued along the beach, past giggling waves and bouncing seaweed, until they reached a quiet little cove where the water was calm and clear like glass. And suddenly the shell began to glow brighter and brighter, and it gave another soft ting sound. And the pelicans looked at each other with wide eyes because it seemed the shell knew this place. And just then a tiny voice whispered from the water, "My shell, my shell," and out popped a small shy sea creature with sparkly fins and big curious eyes. The pelicans gently placed the shell near the water, and the little creature swam forward and gave a happy wiggle as it touched the shell, and with a bright shimmer the shell's glow wrapped around the creature like a warm hug, and the pelicans could see it was no ordinary shell. It was the creature's special home, and the little creature twirled in the water making tiny splashes of joy and said, "Thank you for bringing it back." And the pelicans smiled because helping always made their hearts feel warm. The waves nearby began to sparkle again, as if they were clapping softly, and the sea felt extra happy, and the pelicans stood together watching the little creature swim safely back into its glowing shell home. And one pelican whispered, "That was a good adventure," and another nodded and said, "The best kind," and the others agreed because it was full of kindness, teamwork, and a little bit of magic. As the sun began to dip lower in the sky, painting the ocean in soft orange and pink, the pelicans waddled back to their favorite rock and settled down close together, listening to the gentle waves and remembering the tiny shining shell. And they felt proud and peaceful, knowing that even small things can be very important, and that helping others always makes the world a little brighter. And as the sea whispered its soft, sleepy song, the pelicans closed their eyes, already dreaming of the next little adventure waiting just beyond the waves.